Net musik. One of these.
The program.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the University of Namibia. We'd like to thank you all for joining us on this very Namibian afternoon. Speaking of Namibian, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please allow the choir to guide us into the national and AU anthems.
They are brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a very short 5-second, and I mean 5-second exercise. But for that to happen, I would need us to come central into this space. If we could please just stand here. Fortunately, none of us are strangers to the Namibian sun. We just spoke about being the flesh in the sun as Africans, so please do join us. If possible, our guests, literally 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds. And what we would like to do is show you before we tell you. We have a special logo to unveil, and I would like to ask anyone who has a voice which is not currently impeded by water or champagne to please join me in this countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. CST, Creative, Sports, and Tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, now the choir will sing and they will guide us to a venue that will allow our makeup to stay intact and finally for us to remove our shades. Let's please follow the choir as the leaders.
So we are moving on to the other side.
Yes, yes.
Big man.
Good, sir.
Always recognize.
How are you?
I'm good myself.
Good, good,
It's a nice effect.
good. Yes, it's a nice, good start. All right. What is it? Those meters. Good. How are you? Good, good. Wow. We're pushing. We're good. How's the challenge? Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. To have you on this. Yeah. We promised there won't be a hat trick of events. I think we'll want it. Yeah, fair.
I just want the keys back to my vehicle. They're just gonna tell you that it wasn't you. And I just wanna tell you this is how I feel. I know you feel it. When all your dreams are gone, and you're still holding on.
Sorry about this.
and gentlemen, could we please give a round of applause to the University of Namibia Choir? Once we start hearing singing, we are reminded that we are on the most beautiful continent in the world. My name is Ashwin Berry, and I am your MC for today. I shall be putting on several hats, but for now, I shall be taking off the MC hat for a real reason, so that you can be officially welcomed by me, Maggie Mbako.
Thank you, Ashwin. I love the Maggie Mbako part, May. So, thank you, Ashwin. Program Director, Honorable Emma Theophilus, our youthful, energetic Minister responsible for Information and Communication Technology, who is also going to be our keynote speaker this afternoon. Honorable Governor of Commerce Region, who is still on the way, Honorable Sam Safishuna Nuyoma, Mr. Albi Bota, the Executive Director of ESP, Ms. Nangula Nelulu Wanja, the Executive Director of ESP, Chief Executive Officers of various institutions present here this afternoon, Executive Directors, those of ESP and those of our partner ministries and line ministries, captains of industry, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Maggie Mbako. As it was said, I'm not May. My name is Maggie Mbako without the M-E. And it is my honor to warmly welcome all of you to the official launch of the Creative Sport Tourism, which is in short CST, exhibition here this afternoon at this iconic Hage Geingob Stadium, which is soon to be one of the hub of events in Windhoek. It's not only a sports stadium, but it's very slowly turning into a hub of events. It is particularly an honor for me to welcome our minister responsible for Information and Communication Technology to this event, because for ESP, it's a living network. And as a holding company, our vision is to empower our communities across borders with trusted knowledge that inspires opportunities, growth, and meaningful connections. That's why we felt it's very, very befitting for our Minister of Information to be the keynote speaker and also to launch the event that we are launching today. Today marks the beginning of an exciting journey for Namibia as we introduce a platform designed to bring together tourism, sport, and creative industry into one dynamic ecosystem of growth and opportunities. Again, we are especially honored by the presence of our keynote speaker, the minister responsible for communication technology, information communication technology, Honorable Emma Theophilus. Your presence today reflects the government's continued commitment to innovation, youth empowerment, and the development of Namibia's digital and creative economy. We thank you sincerely for taking time into your busy schedule to share your insight with us this afternoon, especially that your time also with us here is going to be very limited due to the parliament session that you still have to attend this afternoon. So we are equally grateful to the distinguished partners from all sectors, 3 sectors that I've just mentioned, who have joined us this afternoon. Your presence demonstrates a collective belief that collaboration is a foundation of sustainable economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, today's launch is therefore not simply just about introducing an event. We are introducing a vision that aims at diversifying our tourism offerings, stimulate innovation, and create sustainable economic opportunities across multiple sectors. As we proceed with today's program, I encourage all of us, in a smaller group that we are, to take full advantage of today's opportunity to engage, connect, and collaborate. The true success of initiatives such as this one lies in the strength of the partnership that are built on them. With these remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all warmly and wish you a very successful networking session and productive engagement, so as the productive arrangement towards this event. And I look forward to seeing partnership coming on board. I'm looking forward to see ideas that will emerge from today's discussion going forward. And I thank you.
On the radio today, people have agreed to give their love away.
Thank you, Mayor Maggie. I will insist on the mayor because calling a lady who is certainly my senior in my culture by her first name is a good reason for my ancestors to strike me with lightning. And thus I shall try to remain on the righteous path. Now, everyone is wondering, I know I am, to a point, how all of this came about. And I have also understood and realized that there's a couple of people in here who strictly know me as a poet. So as I introduce the next speaker, I won't be doing poetry, but I'm just going to give two explanations as I introduce the next speaker. The next speaker will be explaining to us why it is important for these three industries to be aligned. For the people who know me as a poet, the next speaker shall be disseminating the necessity of the amalgamation of these three pillars of society. All this is to say, to give us background information on CST, please welcome Mr. Albi Bota.
So they say I must stick to script, and so the way I stick to script is I have a script. I'm a bit confused. I do have a phone as well, but I'm a paper man. Good afternoon, all. To our guests, to our partners, to our athletes, to our creators, to our innovators, and friends of Namibia. First, allow me to say a special greeting to our Honourable Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Honourable Emma Theophilus. I think it's befitting that you and I are now, I think, more connected than most people will give us credit for going forward on this wonderful journey. A journey that was not inspired by me, but by an event of our Honourable Her Excellency, the President of this country, and creating an event last year around how we can work together as a country. So the concept of CST is not my concept. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology plays an important role in shaping the narrative and digital future of our nation. It's also a ministry in which we as Emerald Sand platforms remain accountable to, and helping to deliver the goals of a stronger and better Namibia under the vision of Brand Namibia. I'm extremely proud to say today that this very simple broadcast is broadcast on 9 different platforms as we're speaking right now. It's by far the largest platform engagement in the history of this country. And yes, for the record, none of it is paper. We still believe in paper, but paper is just one of, not the 9, but most probably the 11th platform. As soon as we get our radio licenses, we can extend that to the 10th platform as well. Minister, we thank you for your leadership and your continued support on challenging us in the private sector to help share this wonderful story called the Republic of Namibia. We reach over 3 million people every day of our lives. It's really wow what we are able to achieve. But we would never be able to do this without the challenging strategies that this government gives us every day of our lives to say, how do we make this country a better place? So thank you so much for challenging us. Welcome you all. Now, events are very tricky things. We've been doing it for 27 years. So we know what works and what doesn't work, not because we read it, because we made the mistakes. And they say there's no one more powerful than a person who's made more than one mistake. And so we understand the challenges of an event like this. And therefore, an event like the CST Expo cannot be in itself the sum total of the engagement. The CST Expo is a creative sports and tourism expo. Is to build a powerful platform to share ideas. It's to uncover the treasures of this Republic of Namibia, but also of our region. We are much bigger than just the Republic of Namibia. Because CST is not merely a 3-day event that's taking place between 2 and 4 September on someone's calendar, it's also a celebration of everything we do throughout the year. It's important that when we work with our partnerships, when we are innovative and creative, that we do this continuously throughout the year. And you will see us actively be in the market around celebrating the concept of CST from the 11th of March until the 11th of March next year. CST has brought together more than 80 strategic partners to date who believe in this vision. 2 of these partners is first and foremost this iconic stadium called Haki Keinkop, which serves as a home to this event, and then one of the great prides of our nation, the Namibian Rugby Union, which has allowed us to share their home to all Namibians. So we thank them as well. These partnerships are just part of a bigger ecosystem that we believe will help working with other institutions, organizations, industries to build the creative sports and tourism sector. We have been very involved with tourism in the last 26 years. We're very proud of what we've been able to achieve. But tourism is so much more than what we've been doing. And we've realized that through the challenges of a very special individual, one day he came to me, or I went to him, Mr. Johan Miller, who's here today, thank you for making time, and challenged me around sports and tourism in the world of cricket. And it's wow what Cricket Namibia has been able to do with tourism and sports. But there's so much more that we can do. So thank you, Johan. Through someone like the Master of Ceremonies, who's very humble about his poet skills, Ashwin Ubedi, that says that the world of the creative world is not just about sing and dance, but about words as well. The talents that we have in this country around the creative industry is most probably the most unlocked treasure that we have, and we take for granted for many a day. A lot does happen, a lot is happening, but it's totally undervalued. So part of our commitment as ESP is that every single event that we have, we'll make sure that we support the creative industry. We were very involved yesterday morning with a budget review discussion, and we made sure that the creative industry was there as well. It happened to be the same choir called UNAM, but it's not necessarily about them. But it is important to share that the concept of CST and the Expo is not a single event. If we do not live the brand daily, then no event's going to change it. As a nation, we tend to take too much for granted. So these 3 sectors, being creative, sports, and tourism, is a multiplying effect. How do we take creativity times sports times tourism? And if you do know a bit about maths, 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9. One of my favorite numbers. But 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. It's a bit more than 9. When you start timesing that by 3 again, you realize the multiplying effect. And that's what we're trying to achieve with this expo, is to create this multiplying effect for creative, sports, and tourism. And by no means do we acknowledge or disacknowledge the fact that a lot is happening. But we seem to struggle in sharing that information. And therefore, a lot of the times, things do happen, but do we know about it? They say that when 3 forces come together, something extraordinary happens. It's called experiences. And experiences is the currency of the modern world. If you really think about it, it's what social media is about. whether you like it or not. It's about experiences. But experiences has to be a lot more than just something we look at the small little screen. It has to be touchable and tangible. And that's why the expo, in its raw format of being on the field, being dressed down today, that's the closest I can get to sports, by the way, to make sure that we really experience it and not just view it on some small screen. So from 2 to 4 September at the iconic Hage Keinkop Stadium, we'll bring this vision of ours to life. For 3 days, the stadium will transform into a vibrant hub of culture, competition, learning, and celebration. My favorite saying, don't tell me, show me. We expect over 200 exhibitors, both indoor and outdoor, to showcase the best of our creative industry, sporting innovation, tourism destination, and of course, lifestyle experiences. Visitors will experience the finer art of hospitality and flavors, not just of the Republic of Namibia, but our region. We are sons and daughters of Africa, as we sang a bit earlier. Not just about the warmth and the excellence of our Namibian hospitality, but also about the richness of our culture, tasting the experiences of our food, and as I said earlier, not just of Namibia, but the wider region. I call this the 10 Degrees South world. We invite one and all to join us on this 10 Degrees South journey to celebrate in Namibia at Hage Keinkop this wonderful experience. We intend to have over 20 workshops that will focus on these 3 sectors to share information, to empower our communities with more information so that they can make better decisions. Because CST is not just about showcasing talent, it's about growing talent, it's about sharing information and creating opportunity. A lot of our engagement will be live. We don't just want to talk about sports, we want to play sports. We don't want to just talk about drama, we want to have drama. We don't just want to have a choir sing in front here, or we want choir competitions. We don't just want people to talk about what we do. We talk way too much like I'm doing right now. Under the creative pillar, the CST will come alive with culture and performances. We believe that this will redefine not just the Republic of Namibia, but this wonderful city called Windhoek as well. The city has a lot more to offer, and I do live in the city. It's my hometown. So how do we make our hometown a better place for all? We will host 3 live music events, bringing together artists and performers across the region. These performances will celebrate the depth and diversity of our drama, of our arts, our dance and culture. But CST is also about something that's very, very close to my personal heart. Family. The core of any community is family. And so families are the foundations of communities and our culture. We'll make sure that the concept of family is celebrated by all. And so one of our highlights from the Tourism Expo has been our bridal competition. And not the only form of defining family, but a wedding is a celebration of a family starting. And given that this is our first year at CST, we really want to make sure that we symbolize that experience of starting something. And so this year, the bridal competition will expand beyond the Republic of Namibia's borders, and we'll invite people from close to us, not too far, to please participate as well. Last but most importantly, when we grow together stronger as people, as a region, it does bring us together. And there's very few things that bring people together more than sports does. And therefore, the celebration of sport has to be a key part of what we do. So under the banner of the hashtag Games, we will host 10 different sporting codes to participate in more than 20 sporting events. Allow us to roll them out in the next 45 days. So please let's not go into that detail. We expect more than 3,000 athletes to participate in these 20 games in terms of 10 different sport codes. We believe that there is place for the very young. Now, that doesn't mean it's someone that's 10 and younger. Early childhood development is a critical part of what we believe is key for our future. We also believe in the younger. That means high school children. And then we also believe in us that are a bit older, but not as old as I am. It's called the clubs. And between those 3, we believe that we will have more than enough participation. We do know that the very elderly like myself will maybe challenge the system and say, where do we fit in? Please come talk to us. We understand the power of the masters. But remember, sports is not just entertainment. It is a way of bringing communities together and, by definition, families. And so when we look at the stadium and what we do here, because this is our second home, we will, going forward, contribute and encourage the concept of how do families come and enjoy events. Something that we should work a lot harder. Sports builds communities. Sports inspires the young. Sports creates heroes. Sports connects nations. It's the magic of CST. We expect over 18,000 people to visit us over the 3 days. That will bring energy, curiosity, and pride. Families will explore new experiences. And the energy of the young will discover opportunities which I haven't even thought of. Athletes always come with passion, and tourism, like always, builds the next chapter to travel into Africa and the world. This is a very, very powerful combination. And that's why 3 times 3 times 3 is maybe 9 times 9 times 9. Please join us in this wonderful opportunity of atmosphere, energy, but also pride. We call it discovering the untamed treasures of Namibia. Treasures of culture, treasures of talent and innovation. We invite all our neighbors, neighboring countries, and friends of Namibia to join us in this celebration. So, in conclusion, make time 2 to 4 September. Be here. The door is open. Come and celebrate the future with us. For the exhibitors, CST is a stage. For athletes, it's an arena. For entrepreneurs, it's a marketplace. For the young, it's inspiration. And for us visitors, it's an unforgettable experience. Let's celebrate together this wonderful country called the Republic of Namibia. I invite you all. I smiled when we stood out here today because it is my last statement. Join us to experience the wonderful sun of Namibia. Thank you.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could please keep the same energy and elevate it if possible as we introduce our keynote speaker to the podium, the Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Honorable Emma Theophilus.
Thank you very much, Ashwin, our Program Director. I recognize the Emeralds Platforms Board, the Governor, who I think is still arriving. I also recognize Mr. Albe Bota, the Executive Director of ESP, Ms. Nangula Wanja, ESP Executive Director, CEOs present here of institutions, especially from the tourism, sports, and creative sectors, EDs and partner ministries and all other EDs present, captains of industries, corporate partners and investors, members of the media, the UNAM choir that gave us such melodious sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon because later tonight I will be launching our National Film Week under the Namibia Film Commission. So I think it's very, very much likened to what we are launching today around the Creative Sports and Tourism Expo. This Creative Sports and Tourism Expo, an initiative that represents innovation, collaboration, and forward-thinking economic development for our country, is much needed. Ladies and gentlemen, Namibia's leisure tourism offering has for many years been the drive of our brand positioning globally. This has served us well and has maintained Namibia's position as one of the African countries attracting large tourist numbers, peaking at 1.6 million just before the COVID-19 pandemic. And I hope we can get those numbers back, and I know we can. However, ladies and gentlemen, Namibia offers more than just leisure tourism. We're a country that any global citizen should consider investing in, trading with, developing, living in, and of course, visiting. Whether you're a resident, visitor, or just a partner, Namibia offers more than landscapes. We want you to fall in love with our full offering. It is due to this that Brand Namibia was born. Brand Namibia is a strategic initiative led by the government of the Republic of Namibia to create a unified national identity. It positions the country as a premier destination for tourism, trade, and investment by highlighting our unique, authentic, sustainable, and rugged reputation. With this focus, we aim to ensure all our stakeholders experience Namibia's beauty, stories, culture, adventure, and creativity. Fortunately for us, whatever demand our stakeholders may have, we are uniquely positioned to meet their need. Our country offers breathtaking landscapes that stretch from the deserts of the Namib to the powerful Atlantic coastline and the rich wildlife ecosystems that attract global admiration. But beyond our natural beauty, Namibia also possesses something equally powerful, a growing sports culture and an emerging creative economy. The Creative Sports Tourism Expo recognizes that when these sectors work together, they create something far greater than the sum of their parts, the 3 times 3 times 3 Albert was talking about. By connecting tourism, sport, and creativity, this platform has the potential to transform the way Namibia participates in the global tourism and entertainment economy. Of course, the CST Expo is more than just an exhibition. It's a strategic economic catalyst. It brings together tourism operators, hospitality brands, sports federations, athletes, creative entrepreneurs, production houses, investors, and policymakers such as myself under one roof. This is exactly the kind of collaboration required to unlock new opportunities and build industries that are resilient, innovative, and of course, inclusive. Through exhibitions, activations, curated discussions, and commercial networking, the CST Expo will help introduce new tourism products, stimulate partnerships, and unlock sustainable revenue models across multiple sectors that should have been under one roof. It will allow our tourism industry to diversify and move beyond traditional models, embracing experience-led tourism that speaks to modern global travelers. As the ministry responsible for ICT in the country, we also recognize the crucial role of digital platforms, storytelling, and media in shaping Namibia's international image. The creative industries including film, digital media, music, live performance, and content production have the power to turn Namibia's landscapes into global stages. Imagine desert marathons broadcasted worldwide, adventure sports competitions along our coastlines, cultural festivals that celebrate Namibian heritage and creativity, documentaries and digital campaigns that inspire travelers to experience Namibia firsthand. These are not just ideas, these are economic opportunities. The objectives of this Creative Sports Tourism Expo are aligned with Namibia's broader national development priorities. This platform aims to diversify Namibia's tourism economy by integrating the creative and sports industries into the tourism value chain, stimulate economic growth by creating a commercial meeting ground for partnerships, investments, and innovation, support youth development and job creation through new opportunities in sports, media, entertainment, and experimental tourism. Strengthen Namibia's global destination brand by positioning the country as a hub for adventure, performance, culture, and travel. And importantly, to establish a scalable long-term platform capable of generating recurring economic impact across multiple sectors. When we have many Brand Namibia discussions, we talk about how there is no really a country that can be likened to ours. We have landscapes in almost all their types in one country. But beyond that, we have the space to accommodate anything that comes our way. Also, when it comes to sport, I can't remember the source of this, Margaret, but you would know. As Namibians, we have the highest percentage of success in most of the sports codes recognized at the Olympics. We do above average when it comes to sports codes all over the world for a country of only 3 million people. We have a special offering as the Republic of Namibia. So, ladies and gentlemen, this vision is particularly important for our young people. Namibia has a talented, energetic, and creative youth population. Many young Namibians are already building careers in sports, digital media, creative production, and event management. Platforms such as CST create pathways for them to transform their passion into sustainable livelihoods. When we invest in platforms like this, we're not only building an industry or industries, we are building opportunities for the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, this vision also resonates strongly with our national development priorities articulated in our Supper Party Manifesto and, of course, our National Development Plan number 6, which both recognize tourism, sports, and the creative industries as powerful drivers of economic diversification, youth empowerment, and inclusive growth. And this is why Her Excellency the President, Dr. Ndatumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, our President, has consistently highlighted the role of sports, culture, and creativity in nation building, youth development, and economic transformation. And that is why the Arts Council has been allocated 50 million Namibian dollars, an amount never allocated to the arts industry before, to try to create this sector and this industry. The vision of our president reflects a Namibia where sport is not only a tool for health and unity, but also an industry that creates opportunities for athletes, event organizers, broadcasters, and tourism operators alike. And although there are the elderly like Mr. Bota there who says they're not included, I'm sure we can find a space for the elderly as well. Similarly, the creative industries, which include film, music, design, digital media, and cultural expression, are increasingly recognized as strategic sectors capable of generating employment, promoting Namibian identity, and we do need the Namibian identity to be exported. I'm tired of explaining where we are and what we do, what our country is like. We need to do more. And that is why we feel these sectors are strategic in promoting us and launching us onto the global stage. The Creative Sports Tourism Expo speaks directly to this national vision. By bringing together tourism, sport, and creativity, this initiative helps translate policy into practical opportunity. It creates a space where ideas become partnerships, partnerships become investments, and investments become jobs for all Namibians. In doing so, CST contributes meaningfully to the broader national agenda of building a diversified and resilient economy, one that empowers our youth, supports innovation, and positions Namibia as a dynamic destination for global experiences. Distinguished guests, achieving this vision requires partnership. As you know, the government cannot do it alone. The private sector also cannot do it alone. Creative entrepreneurs, athletes, and tourism operators can also not do it alone. Success will come through collaboration, as well as synergy creation across innovation and through our shared commitment to position Namibia as a destination of experiences. I would therefore like to commend the organizers of CST Expo for their vision and leadership in bringing this initiative to life. Because Namibian experiences are unique. I don't know how many of you can recall, I'm not from the coast, I'm not born in Erongo, but the first time I experienced the Namib Desert, or experienced Sandwich Harbor, and I go back multiple times, that first time is still so unique. It's an experience that you can't really fathom into words. So we must not only launch today this very initiative that is very progressive, but we are also launching a platform for growth, creativity, and national opportunity. Namibia is always known for its beauty, and now it's time for the world to know Namibia for its experiences, its creativity, its sporting excellence, and its vibrant culture. With these remarks, ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest honor at this juncture to declare my support and that of the Ministry of ICT and by large the Government of the Republic of Namibia for this initiative and to wish the Creative Sport Tourism Expo every success as it grows into a platform of national and international significance. See you between the 2nd and the 4th of September 2026 right here at the Hage Geingob, iconic Hage Geingob Stadium. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Now it is my pleasure and indeed my honor to introduce a lady whose work is steeped in the youth, steeped in bringing Namibia to the world, and now her 2 feet are also placed firmly on CST. Ladies and gentlemen, to give a vote of thanks, please welcome Me Nangula Nelulu Oanja.
Thank you very much, Shane. Hey, I've got a 20-page speech, and then I was told to give a vote of thanks. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, that was a beautiful speech and beautiful words, and I think I will have to start by thanking you for pledging your support behind this initiative. Thank you very much. The good thing of speaking last is that you don't have a lot to say, but you also have a lot to say, because you kind of want to remind everybody what was said and to summarize it. So before I say thank you, let me try and see if I can summarize what we have heard without diluting the kind messages. So we believe that today is more than a launch. Today is the beginning of a movement. And it is a beginning of a movement that is not starting today. It was started by Her Excellency when she said she wants 500,000 jobs in 5 years. And she included creativity, she included sport, she included youth empowerment, she included sport as part of her priority areas. Then she said these priority areas will not happen without enabling sectors. And therefore, she highlighted those ones as well. So many people had many questions about it's not possible, it cannot be done. How many jobs do we have today? Of course, it is possible. But nothing is possible if we do not have the right strategies, the right relationships, the right enablers, the right partnerships. We need to be deliberate. So one of my favorite quotes recently, they say, Malcolm X said, the problem is not that we are outnumbered. The problem is that we are out-organized. So we need to organize ourselves accordingly. So, of course, we need to be honest. Sectors such as oil and gas, mining, and others, they are relevant. They pay and contribute well to Treasury, but they will not create 500,000 jobs. But they can enable them, and that's why we need them, so that they can enable those sectors. So, this is not, I think the minister has said it, it's not a one-party journey. It is a journey that requires our collective efforts. Yesterday, we were reminded by one visitor that came to speak at the budget breakfast, Vusi, and he said, the challenge that sometimes we do in Africa, we take our MSME and say, there is the world, run, go and find your space there. And they are not finding it because somebody says there is strength in numbers. And that brings me to one of my favorite books of all time. And I will read for you 2 lines from that book. One says that 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. They say many other things, but he says, though one may be over-empowered by another, 2 can withstand him, and a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. So, if we have got a 3-cord that has got government, private sector, and the players in industry, I think we will be unstoppable. So today is not a launch of a platform. We are building possibilities, building pathways, building an ecosystem where tourism, sport, and creative sector can thrive together. So, to the thank yous, Her Excellency, for the vision. Sometimes visions are bold. They say, Robert F. Kennedy said, man to a moon by the end of the century and back. I don't think he knew how to build anything, but he said the vision. And then NASA and everybody else started. Our president said 500,000 jobs by 2030. We can all tell, oh, president, whatever, oh, we can get to work. And I think that's what we did at ESP. So let us get to work, and let us start where we believe we can make a significant difference. So thank you to our president. Honorable Minister, your drive for Brand Namibia, it is something that we can rally behind because that is something that can help support this. Thank you for that work that you are doing and that you continue to do. And then, of course, Tourism Expo. There are many players that have been having the Tourism Expo for how many years now? Maggie? 25 years. We are therefore now saying, Tourism Expo, thank you for having been here for us for many years. We now need to grow and expand, and we are building on that. So we thank everybody that has been here through the Tourism Expo. And then, of course, NIPDB, you remember you came up with something called Technovation Social, and it was especially supporting the creative sector, and you continue to support the Minister on Brand Namibia. Thank you. Ministry of Works and Transport for this beautiful facility, the NRU that is entrusted with this facility, and for allowing us to be part of this iconic facility. Thank you for allowing us to be here. And then, of course, we have got the ESP team that made this possible, and the ones that translate Albi's visions into reality. UNAM Choir, thank you for entertaining us. And then, of course, Albi, thank you for your creativity, for your passion, and thank you for the opportunity you have given me to be part of something great. I said that I have never in my life met somebody who is as intelligent and as creative as Albi. The challenge is to keep up with him. So we are challenged, all of us at ESP, to keep up with Albi every day, because when we just catch up, then he is gone. So Albi, we will do our best to catch up. But we know it's not going to be easy, but we are here. And most importantly, to the players in the 3 industries that we are celebrating today, the ones in sport, the ones in tourism, the ones in the creative sector, and especially the creative industry, thank you for not giving up. We honor you for that. Because we know Namibia has not always monetized our creative industry. We have not always supported them. Thank you that you stood. And we pray that we will have the grace to support you
and that every Namibian child whose dream is to be a sportsman or woman or to be a creative, they can do so and know that they do not have to sleep awake at night and worry where their bread is coming from. That industry should be able to generate. But that cannot happen without all of us. So somebody was talking about building and they said, no, we need to mandate builders to have art on their buildings. That's the only way we can support the industry. Maybe it will not be to that extent, but we need to be deliberate to sing the national anthem with a choir and not with a tape or something like that. So we need to be deliberate about events that we are holding as private sectors. How can we enable these sectors at every stage? So this is the start of a movement. It's a start of deeper partnerships. It's a start of stronger, more coordinated efforts to unlock the opportunity for our people. Let us move forward together. Let us build together, and let us win together. And if you are from the industry, please, when everybody goes, stay here so that we can discuss how we will organize ourselves to get the support of the public and the private sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would also like to thank DB Audio. We thank you for making sure that we always have quality sound. You know, my career depends on it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And would love to thank all the folks who are here. Melissa Polton could have judged us very harshly with regards to fashion. She did represent Namibia at the Paris Fashion Week, but she hasn't, so I trust we all look fantastic. Thank you, Melissa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we could please follow the sounds of the University of Namibia Choir as we do the official ribbon cutting, after which the Honorable Minister will depart. As Menangula said, we will stick around. We do have some refreshments and something to eat. Would also like to thank our viewers on NTV, DSTV 285, GoTV 25, One Up to the Media Hub on YouTube. I did say I'm wearing several hats. The other one is NTV Africa Executive Director. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could follow the sounds of the University of Namibia Choir, first allowing the first row to depart as we go to the ribbon cutting. Thank you very much for joining us.